Mark Thiessen joins us, columnist at the Washington Post, Fox News contributor, and fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Mark, good morning to you. So first up, I'm going to ask you for the chances of a deal getting done. What are they right now?
Well, the chances of a deal are quite possible because no one wants another shutdown. But a deal involving a border wall is I think, much less than the president's 50-50. Look, the fact is that people saying that he had made a tactical retreat are wrong. He lost. And generally speaking, in politics, you don't get rewarded for losing. Trump has no leverage because there's no appetite in his own caucus among the Republicans for another government shutdown and for going through this again, especially without some strategy for victory at the end of the tunnel. And the Democrats, look, Trump is absolutely right on the substance about the fact that we need a physical barrier. The Customs and Border Patrol people say so. The Democrats voted repeatedly in the past. There are even privately some Democrats are saying so. Manchin is saying it publicly. And if you look at the last 4 presidents, Republicans and Democrats, they built 654 miles of physical barrier. Trump's asking for another 200. On substance, this shouldn't be hard to do. Mm-hmm. But the entire shutdown fight made it a manhood issue. And now, like, Nancy Pelosi's a hero in her caucus for facing Trump down. She's not going to turn around and give him a wall now.
Wow. Well, Mick Mulvaney, as you just saw, he was asked if the president is willing to shut down the government again over this issue. And the response was yes. And Mercedes Schlapp was joining us from the White House last hour. She said that they're looking at all options. That being said, would there be support, Republican support, for the president and another government shutdown over this?
I think not. Not at all. In fact, the only thing worse than losing to Nancy Pelosi would be losing because enough people in your caucus defect and vote with the Democrats to reopen the government against your will. So I don't think that's an option for the president. Now, look, where the president does have leverage is that the Democrats desperately want to not seem like they're weak on border security. So he could really pretty much get anything he wants other than a wall when it comes to border security. You know, saying whether he should compromise on the $5.7 billion, he could probably ask for more than $5.7 billion for things other than a wall. So, you know, there's ways for him if they're willing to have him, and Mercedes was sort of hinting at this a little bit. They're going to have a meeting to discuss other options. If they come up with a package, a border security package that doesn't involve a wall right now, but that gets President more than what he was asking for and other things, then maybe both sides can claim victory, and then they can negotiate on a wall down the line in exchange for DACA, in exchange for some sort of other grand bargain on something even not related to immigration. Once we get past this standoff, the wall seems to be leverage the Democrats could use to get something if they were interested in governing. Well,
we've referenced back to that interview with Mercedes Schlapp at the White House several times now. Here's a bit more from that.
The president proposed a good faith effort, in a good faith compromise. This was an opportunity to bring the Democrats to the table. They refused to negotiate. Now that we're back on where we're able to reopen the government for the next 3 weeks, this is going to put pressure on these conferees to get a good negotiation done. But you are making the case right now, Mark, that it's Democrats who have the leverage now.
Well, I think, yes, they do have the leverage. I think Mercedes is right that the president did make a good faith counteroffer, and polls show that the majority of Americans saw it as that. So, you know, if he comes forward with some sort of proposal that enhances border security and gets 90% of what he wants but doesn't include a wall. I mean, we're all stuck on this wall. I mean, I understand that a physical barrier is important, but it's not about the substance right now. It's about the politics of the wall, and the politics of the wall isn't working. So use this to get something. The leverage he has is the Democrats don't want to seem weak on border security, so force them to vote for a lot of money he's got a big package of border security out beyond the wall. He's been emphasizing that in his speech to the nation and other places. Get funding for all that and pocket that and make that a win, and then go for the wall later when it comes to other standoffs with the Democrats in the next 2 years.
And of course, you're referencing back to that NBC Wall Street Journal poll that showed that Pelosi was the least popular politician tested. Trump's approval 39%, Pelosi 28%. So they blamed him for the shutdown, but they certainly weren't thrilled, you say, with her handling of it. We've got to leave it there. Mark Thiessen, great to have you. Thank you.
All right. Good to be with you.